I mean, I was fascinated and deeply invested in Me Too for a number of reasons. One is because one thing that I, as an advocate for criminal justice reform, like I really, really care about trying, and this is something that I've seen, like I see, once again, victims pitted against each other when it comes to criminal justice reform issues.
Oh, interesting.
Where victims of crime
Uh-huh.
are pitted against victims of the criminal justice system.
Okay.
And so,
Wait. Sorry. Unpack that for me.
yes. So people who are victims of crime, assault, rape, murder,
Right.
pitted against people who are wrongly convicted.
Okay.
Right? So
Right.
like there's oftentimes what I see in criminal justice reform conversations, like this happens to me when I'm like on the floor of the Washington state legislature trying to pass laws that would protect innocent people in interrogation rooms, for example. They'll bring in a victim's rights advocate to come counter argue why innocent people shouldn't be protected in the interrogation rooms because we need to protect the victims of actual criminals, guilty people, more than we need to protect innocent people who might be interrogated by police officers. There's this tension and there's this impulse to constantly sort of pit people against each other. And when the Me Too movement happened, a part of me was celebrating, yes, like we're finally seeing, like all of these subtle ways that women get, subtle and overt ways that women get victimized and then disbelieved or diminished. The pain and trauma that they've gone through is diminished. We're seeing that celebrated. We're seeing people review the way women have been, called sluts or, whatever.
Right.
We're re-examining that, and people were beginning to re-examine me in light of that. But then on the flip side of it, I was seeing a lot of my friends in the wrongly convicted circles say, yes, we should believe victims, but also evidence still matters. And so like, how do we have a conversation that's nuanced around that, which doesn't pit victims who have, there's no zero sum to victimhood. Everyone has gone through trauma. Like when you're an innocent person wrongly accused and you're an innocent person who gets raped or abused, like these are traumatic things and everyone's trauma should not be diminished. Like how do we hold those things together, and how do we come together to like mutually recognize each other's victimhood and a path forward that protects everyone? I think that for me was a really interesting moment. And I found myself sort of like brought into the conversation as both an indirect victim of crime and a direct victim of the criminal justice system. I'm an indirect victim of crime because a man broke into my house and murdered my roommate, and I had to come home and call the police. Like that was me. I was indirect victim of this man's crime. And I'm not, like a lot of people think I might be anti, criminal justice and anti law enforcement. I'm not. I'm those the first who called the police. The problem was that in that particular situation, my faith and trust in the police was betrayed. Do I think that happens in every situation? No. Do I think that there are ways that we can better protect innocent people from, some kind of like overreach of law enforcement? Yes. Do I also think that law enforcement can better protect victims and indirect victims of crime? Yes.
Yeah.
Let's have a nuanced conversation,